Inspired by the vision of Sogyo Rinpoche and the achievements of the great centres of Buddhist learning of the past, the Rigpa Shedra seeks to provide the highest standard of education in all areas of Dharma. The approach is traditional, based on proven methods of an unbroken lineage of learning and realization. The Shedra is held at the Palyul Retreat Centre in Pharping, Nepal. The resident Lama here is Khenpo Namdrol, one of the most learned and respected Khenpos in the Nyingma tradition.
He is our Khenpo. Ngachun Khenpo is. We had Nyujin Khenpo, so I think he takes the Nyujin Khenpo's place. Really continue that.
Today I'll briefly speak to you, my Dharma friends, about the teaching of our teacher, the Buddha Shakyamuni. Regarding what we call the teaching of the Buddha, the great Indian scholar Vasubandhu said, the teaching of the Buddha has two aspects, the elements of transmission and realization. These are maintained only through teaching and through practice. There is no aspect of the teachings which is not either one or the other. What we call the Dharma of transmission is to come to a definitive understanding of the words of our teacher, the Buddha Shakyamuni, and of the treatises which expand on their meaning, composed by the great masters among his followers, by means of the wisdom of hearing and listening, and the wisdom of contemplating and reflecting. The Dharma of realization corresponds to the practice for assimilating these words in our own mind. This is practiced mainly by means of the wisdom of meditation and application. All monasteries are divided into two sections, Shedra, study college, and Drupcha, retreat center. In Shedra, we focus mainly on the transmission aspect of the Dharma. In Drupcha, mainly on the realization aspect. This way of taking hold of the teachings of the Buddha in both Shedras and Drupchas is the ancient, authentic tradition. Nowadays, the teachings of the Buddha are spreading to the West, and this can only happen, as I've just explained, through these two aspects. There is no third way. And I personally feel that the Rigpa Shedra will make an enormous contribution to that effect.
The Rigpa Shedra encourages not just formal study, but also deeper integration of the teachings through contemplation and meditation. Being designed for Rigpa students genuinely interested in deepening their understanding of the Buddhist path, its teaching methods are attuned to the Western mind.
The other thing is the language. I mean, spending 4 months with studying Tibetan language means we really have an opportunity to make some progress.
The nicest thing about the Bodhicharyavatara is that it's so practical. You can go out on the street and actually practice what you learned in class this morning.
Located in the Kathmandu Valley, at the foot of the Himalayas, Pharping offers an ideal, inspiring environment, conducive to both study and practice, being blessed by the presence of some of the major Buddhist holy sites, like the Yangli Sher and Asura caves, where Guru Rinpoche averted obstacles through Vajrakalaya and manifested the attainment of enlightenment.
We visited the three main Buddhist stupas in Nepal. Swayambhunath was extraordinary. That's one of the main stupas just outside Kathmandu. Namo Buddha was a place where the Buddha, in a previous incarnation, encountered a tiger who needed food for her cubs. So he offered his life so that the tigress could eat. We had an audience with Sechen Rabchan Rinpoche. He was raised by Digyal Khyentse Rinpoche, and now he's responsible for the education of Digyal Khyentse Rinpoche's incarnation, Khyentse Yangtze. And we also had the extraordinary opportunity to offer katas to Khyentse Yangtze. And for me, that was incredibly inspiring.
In a small group, there's a lot of opportunity to ask questions and get clarification.
I thought that was going to be a challenge, seeing the same people every day, and we're not a big group, so in fact it's just very relaxed, it's fun.
At the heart of the Shedra's vision is the wish to share knowledge in the most effective way with the widest possible audience. One project that is going to directly benefit every Sangha member is the Rigpa Wiki, an easily accessible information tool created to provide the whole Rigpa Sangha with reference material, almost as if every student all around the world had access to their own personal Kempo.
And because it's editable, you can also, if you have good information, you can also go and modify it or upload pictures or explain it better, rephrase it, enter text, glossaries, translations, all kinds of things.
The Rigpa Shedra has grown ever since it started. If it further develops, it will certainly be of tremendous benefit, not only for Rigpa, but for the whole world, in particular for the Western countries. Sogyal Rinpoche has asked me many times to start a Shedra for Rigpa students, and so I did. Now, if all the people in Rigpa realize the importance of this Shedra and join their efforts for its development, it will benefit greatly the spreading of the teaching of the Buddha. And as the teachings of the Buddha spread, the happiness of sentient beings will naturally increase. That is why I am appealing to you all to support the Rigpa Shedra. That is all I have to say today. Tashi Delek to all.
If you really want to study the Dharma, don't feel ashamed to ask for the money to come and study, because it's the Dharma, so there is no reason to be ashamed. So what I want to say to all the people who offer me the possibility to stay here, to Jitié, and I hope many other people will benefit from their help.
If you want to know more about the Rigpa Shedra, please visit www.rigpashedra.org or write to us at rigpa.shedra@gmail.com. And don't forget to go to Rigpa Wiki at www.rigpawiki.org.